Extra money by tutoring. If you're a language assistant and in need of extra money, then tutoring is a perfect solution. The things that you're going to be doing in the classroom are easily transferred into a tutoring situation. There's a lot to learn from the process, finding clients, making money independently, and if you're not an EU citizen and you can't have more than one contract, then tutoring is perfect. Setting up a target or a goal is the first thing I want to speak about, then where and how to find students, and finish on tips and advice. If you're a native English speaker, then you're in the perfect position for finding clients. There are students that need help with homework, there are adults searching for conversational help, Skype lessons are always an option, and there's always a large au pair and babysitting market. So, money goals or targets or financial plans. These are important to have because they're going to motivate you and they're going to help you make decisions. Without these goals or targets, you won't have as many clients as you could, and you're going to spend the money as soon as you get it. So to set one of these up, think about how many hours you are available, how much extra money it is you want, and for some extra motivation, what are you going to spend the money on? Is it travel? Is it to party? So, example, you have 10 available hours and you want an extra 300 euros. Your ideal target rate should be 30 euro per hour. Now, of course, how much money it is you want isn't the only factor that goes into finding your rate. However, don't be afraid to aim high. Always be ambitious. So, where to find students? These methods have been around for ages, and they still exist because they work. The main key to making them work is be persistent. The methods I'd recommend, or that I've used, are online tutoring or babysitting agencies, asking your teachers or your students, the do-it-yourself method, and word of mouth. Online tutoring and babysitting agencies. These are great because you can find clients before you arrive to your new country. They're made for people in our situation, so applying for them is very straightforward. For Paris and France, the ones that I used were Complétude and Babylong. However, there are many more, and every country and every region has their own. Going via agencies is the less independent approach to tutoring. The companies are going to take a cut of your money, and you may find you have clients spread across all the city. The other methods that I offer, they give you more control, and they're more independent. And making money independently in a different country, it's a very cool achievement to have. So, the next approach, asking your teachers and your students. Being a language assistant, you have access to many students who are all potential clients, and many teachers who know potential clients. This method is very effective because the teachers and the students, they know how good of a teacher you are. And with a reference, you're always more likely to get the job. A tip I can give is it pays to frequently remind your teachers that you're looking for work as a tutor. However, when it comes to your students, it pays not to be over pushy. Rather, see where they're at in the year and incorporate your offer into that. So for example, if there's some assignments coming up in a month's time or so, you can possibly be like this. Students, I understand you have some assignments coming up. See me after class if you want some extra tuition outside of school hours. Offer them a group lesson. Don't be too pushy. Next method, the DIY approach, the do-it-yourself. This is going out into the streets and finding clients for yourself. And the most common approach to this is posters. They're cheap, they're easy to distribute, and when it's done correctly, they work. The most important things to remember are the more posters you put up, the more likely your future client's going to see them. Make sure your posters are easy to read and they communicate well. Respect other people's property, and lastly, understand the language that the person's going to call you up in. Because most of the time they may not speak English. The next DIY approach is checking bulletin boards. An absolute goldmine that I found were university bulletin boards in particular. There are many people searching for native English speakers for help and also for babysitting. And an extra tip, if you're looking for some sort of accommodation or lodging, universities always have people advertising. And the last DIY approach is social media. Join relevant social Facebook groups or follow relevant YouTube channels. Try Facebook groups like Language Assistance in France or the local Swaps and Deals Facebook group. On there, advertise yourself as a tutor, reply and comment on relevant comments, and if you have students that you can't take on, offer them to your fellow language assistants. Now, the last approach to tutoring, which is by far the most effective, is word of mouth. Like I said earlier, if you have a reference, you're always more likely to get any job. So, in saying this, work hard, cherish those relationships that you make along the way, because this is what's going to lead to more clients and you achieving your goal/target. Next, finding your rate. I said earlier, think about your goals. However, it's not the only thing to consider when finding your rate. What I could advise is find the minimum, the average, and the top price for tutors in your region or in your country and use that as guidelines. Don't forget to take transport and travel costs into account. And lastly, I advise don't go below the minimum. My first client, I gave them a very generous price and they recommended me to all their friends. However, since they knew each other, I didn't feel comfortable changing the price, so I was stuck on a low rate for a while. Which brings me to say, tutoring, like any small business, there's a balance between being financially savvy and easygoing about it. By financially driven, I'm talking about 24-hour consultation fees, demanding the highest price, having such a tight schedule that you can't stay for a chat afterwards. On the other hand, I'm talking about more or less just being flexible, accepting the lower price, and going overtime. What I have found is the more you give to quality clients, the more you get back. They're going to recommend you and they're going to make the effort to remain customers. And it's always easier to keep customers rather than find new ones. Also, if you have a friendly relationship with your clients, it makes the lessons less stiff and more flow. However, it does pay to be business savvy. If someone's grinding down your price and they're expecting you to travel across the city, it's a good indication that the lessons to come aren't going to be very good. So know when to say no. This tutorial has been money orientated. However, being abroad isn't about that. Why I focus on money is because it's going to go towards meeting new people and new opportunities. It's just being a native English speaker in a foreign country, it's very easy to make a few extra bucks. So, language assistants, don't miss the opportunity. Go out there and make some money.